Hey everyone, welcome back to a new stream over here. And today we will be discussing key important thing, and I hope everyone has been great. And one thing is asking from you, just please make sure you commenting on YouTube over here in the live chat so I can see it all of you. Today's subject is very important. If you ever felt stuck between two conflicting signals, hopefully this breakdown will give you a clear framework to move forward with confidence. Now, if you want to go deeper, I have built free trade idea frameworks, right? Okay, but most traders get stuck when our indicators point in two different directions, right? One says tell us to buy, and one screams at us to sell. What to do in such a situation without overthinking and overtrading and taking the right directions? In today's videos, I'm backtesting my own alpha signal against my own LiquidEdge indicator, which I have built for you guys, to see which one is really carries more weight when the conflict of signals happens, and more importantly, how you can decide with logic instead of your emotions. Stick around, because by the end of this video we'll know exactly how to handle conflicting signals and avoid the kind of decision that keeps most retail traders stuck. Over here on my chart you see very clearly BTC USDT chart, because my LiquidEdge is working on volume, right? So I'm gonna be adding the volume candles also to our charts. Down below you see the volume. It is the dark one means it's red in terms more sells happening than buys. The white ones is more buys happening than the sell sides, right? So in the stock market and every markets, it is one key thing is important, right? To understand demand and supply. If there is surplus of supply, more people are selling apples in the markets, right? So the market will be overflowed with apples. So the value of apple is not more important. It is not that precious. So people will be less ready to buy it for higher prices because everyone has it, right? It is not that limited. If it's that limited, only one vendor or two vendor has apple in the whole continent, then they can decide the price. And the same with the stock market. Supply and demand is working, and those volume candles and histograms down below tell us the story which the market currently is. And upstairs we are in the day charts. When you see it upstairs over here, we are in the day chart, and there's different time frames, and those time frames tell us also different stories. The lower time frame, for example the 30 minutes, is tell us what's happening in today's vision, in the last 3 days vision. But when you go to the daily time frame, then it's gonna tell you the bigger story, what's happening in the last couple of months, right? And if you go to the weekly, it's gonna tell you what's happening in the last couple of years, and so on. If you go to the monthly, it's gonna tell you the years, the decades, right? We can show it again. If we go here and zoom back, we can see clearly the volume is increasing since 2018, and right now since 2023 is clearly has been consistent and a slight decrease, right? So that's mean the more price is go higher, the less demand's coming for Bitcoin, which potentially could lead for a correction up to 68 at least, right? And this vision is being seen, and with those volume candles you can see it clearly. So one key important thing I forgot to tell you guys, this is educational only video. You shouldn't trade. Trading is at risk. You could lose all your money if you don't know what you are doing, and 19% of retail traders lose their money. Please don't copy my trades. Don't follow exactly what I'm saying. It is only ideas for you, and education, so you can build your own strategy, your own setups. And that's why I'm teaching in my own program, the structured trading operating architecture, the STUA, which is coming in January out. So right now let's add the LiquidEdge, which I have built. It is available on my trading view, and you just write LiquidEdge over here, and you will find LiquidEdge original in the community section, right? And if you add this to your indicators, right, you see on the monthly level we have already shown a sell signal, right? And it is telling over here a sell exactly here. So it was at the high point. So right now it is telling us a sell again over here. It's told us to sell, right? So why the market pushed higher? And this is normal. Okay, the market moves in waves. It starts always with a W shape at the bottom, grab twice the liquidity, moves higher. Then it is also, some people call it the Elliott wave, some people call it the pattern, but this pattern I call it the W formation pattern, which I have discovered in the last decades of trading, right? Then moves three waves. Okay, basically it is moving three waves over here, one here, wave 2 and wave 3, and sometimes runs to wave 4 and 5. In the wave 4 and 5, okay, over here almost 90% of the time it is institutional are exiting, and then retail traders are entering because they saw the whole move, and they slowly start selling, right? And it's gonna happen as like wave 4 straight down, or this is gonna be something like this, a wave 5 then down. In my opinion, okay, in the monthly we don't see it that clearly, so let me delete all this stuff and check out which alert we have got over here. BTC going to 12,000, right? So on the monthly we got the signal, right? And it is very important to keep that in mind. If we got the signal on the monthly, and let's look for that W formation which I talked about, right? Many people agree how you draw your charts is on you. So for me, intuition is very important when it's coming to drawing the charts. And the second thing is very important, the VWAP, the volume weighted average price. So institutional players like to enter markets based on volume weighted average price, where the majority of volume happened in average price. So basically say the furthermore we are from the volume weighted average price, this line down below, the more likely the price will try to come down, right, to it. It takes time. So while this is happening, okay, if you draw the prediction into future, which is your intuition is very important for it, right? And it is gonna be something line like this, right? So it's approximately, it's gonna take a couple of months or years to get there, but it's approximately one day it will try to get there, right? Why I'm saying that? Because when you look at this anchored volume average price from here, you see we went up, we had a huge distance, right? Even over here we had a huge distance, right? We had a huge distance and we came back to the moving average. Then we went up, and the same is happening over here. So we are quite far away from the moving average, and this is another scenario for Bitcoin to go down for us. And this all the exact concept I'm teaching it in my structured trading operating architecture, where only 5 seats per quarter. I'm taking only 5 people per quarter to educate them properly about idea generation, about trading, about psychology, about the fundamental, and how to hedge and protect your money in the institutional grade like Wall Street. If you are interested, please go down below and click on the link. And before we go deeper on this, I would like to check out our YouTube over here if is everything working properly. Has been great. One thing is asking from you, just please this all the. So the YouTube itself has been working very Well, the video is still continuing, and let's back to our core idea of today, two conflicting indicators. We got still 50 minutes to go into this idea. We will keep it with Bitcoin because it's right now Bitcoin is very important for us, right? And one thing I will be testing over here when we open it here and go to the settings. Okay, I'm gonna be removing the histograms because it's later on I will be showcasing that, and I will keep the zones, and I will keep the table to the middle right, so it tells us the story in shortcuts what's going on into those different time frames we discussed about it. And the length 14 is okay, the pivot 5 is okay, left is 5. I think I have used, let me check over here, which I think I have used the 5 EMA, right? When I'm coming to here, it was the 5, the 80, and the 20. Okay, let's go back to our copy over here and edit it again. Middle right, the 5, the 80, and the 20. So what is LiquidEdge itself, right? So the question is, what is LiquidEdge indicator, right? So when you go to my profile over here, right, go to my profile, right, and under scripts you go here. I think I have many scripts, but let's go over here. LiquidEdge itself is an indicator. You can check it out how it's built exactly. So LiquidEdge is taking the volume on different time frames and showcasing the money flow. It's built on the top of the money flow indicator, which is using this formula over here, right? The core calculation, which is similar to an RSI, right? But this is a little bit different because we add the momentum to it. So we want to not only have lagging indicator, we want to have indicator which is telling us in forward what is going to happen. Of course, this is only prediction or nothing guarantee. And those indicators, you should never ever use it solo, right? You always should combine it with other indicators, which I have on my site is called Alpha Signal, and I'm combining it with a couple other indicators also. So I have tried over 100 indicator combination with each other. Then I came up with those couple ones, and two powerful ones are the LiquidEdge was the most powerful one. I'm not telling you just because I have built it and I'm selling it. I'm telling you because I genuinely believe it has the highest impact on my trading ever, because I'm not trading anymore blindly. I'm trading with decision making, right? So previously I was like, okay, those old patterns which we learned from YouTube channels, other which is telling you the falling wedge, the rising wedge, the double information, and so on, but I never was able to understand exactly it is going to be breaking out or breaking down. And this LiquidEdge enabled me the direction which is going to be using. So if you ask what's my secret is this LiquidEdge combination with other indicator. You can go check it out yourself and read through it fully, and even comment on YouTube over here what's your opinion exactly, right? So it is based on momentum, and we're using RSI and volume basically. So when we go back over here, right, and we now understand the LiquidEdge. So let's add also, before we go further, we see over here another selling points, right? Is it just telling us each time sell? And here happened also. And when this is happening, right, we had, how much correction did we had? We had 33 correction. How much correction did we had over here? We had only 14. And the 13 series correction, I have predicted it in my previous post on TradingView, was talking about it, how it is coming, right, based on historical events in the past. So the past is not indication of the future, but let's go deeper into our alpha signal. So the alpha signal by me is also using the VWAP, the volume weighted average price of different time frames in a different ways, right? And then plotting those signal, which is called potential buy and potential sell signal on our charts over here. And those are no indication you should buy or sell. It's just telling you, okay, the VWAP are crossing or not crossing, or they have reached pivotal points and you should be considering potential ideas over here, right? I'm not telling you to buy or sell. Please don't confuse it with buy and sell signals. Those are not buy and sell signals. I just wrote it for myself, and those are crosses of VWAP, volume weighted average prices, and also different indicators itself built in. So the VWAP is right now working properly, and when we see each time over here was very well predicted, right? So on the weekly, it is delayed. We can see massively delayed, but it's also massively powerful, right? It is always calculated based on the closes of indicator itself, right? And what you need to keep in mind over here, when we see over here 1 signal, 2 signal, 3 signal, 4 signal, 5 signals, and 6 one, right? It is not straightforward direction, right? From this signal up to here, we had 553 correction, and this one we had 46% upside correction, and the other one was upside potential. And when we look at the left side, from this signal to the bottom itself, we had 64%. So you imagine the powerful of it, how powerful in predicting potential tops and potential bottoms, right? Over here, it just had only 40%, which is 40% of your money, right? If you're investing $1 million in Bitcoin and you are calculating a potential, okay, a potential of 44% correction, right? It is almost 400,000. This is a huge drawdown. You need then approximately 60% upside potential from here, okay, a 60% upside potential to recover those 40% drawdown. So why I'm saying that, because from here, those 155% correction, which has happened, plus another 40%, which is insane, right, for you portfolio. So if you have invested over here, right, if you have invested here 1 million, by the bottom over here, you would have only, okay, imagine only 200,000. You're investing 1 million. Imagine the psychological pain you are suffering under it with such huge correction, right? So over here we saw a signal also. We saw a signal here. So we will be not digging much deeper what the interpretation is. Those signals are more powerful in the higher time frame and less meaningful in the lower time frame when it's coming to alpha signal, right? So we'll be removing all those drawings which we have done over here. So let's go into the daily time frame, and right now let's add the alpha signal again. So on the alpha signal sites over here, right, we can see clearly, okay, when we go through it, conflicting, right? So over here is telling us a buy. And first of all, let's go to the alpha signal style, turn off trend high and lows. So when we see conflicting indicators, right, as we are seeing over here, this one is telling us sell, and let's move on. A sell, nothing. A sell, yeah, over here. Here is it. Here is one, right? One conflicting signal. do we have more conflicting signal? Here is a sell, later on coming another sell signal or bear signal. Let's call it the bear signal. So after that bear signal, okay, here is coming a buy, a sell, nothing over here. Here is coming a buy. Yeah, look at this. Here is coming a buy. On this side, a buy, and upstairs in alpha signal, a sell. Over here, when both giving the same scenario, and we can see clearly the alpha signal is a little bit more delayed than LiquidEdge, right? So over here, a buy, then later on a sell, and a sell, which was confirmed. Over here, nothing. Over here is giving us a buy. All right, let's check out this buy, potential buy, and potential bear at the same time, which give us a bear. So what would we have entered over here? So even with such a small sample, right, we can see clearly that LiquidEdge is leading and alpha signal is following, right, on a daily time frame on Bitcoin, for example. This is working with each chart which has volume in it. So over here is telling us to a buy, and later on is telling us to sell. So the question is, which strategy should we use over here, right? So over here, give us a sell. Over here, give us a buy. So we can see clearly that a sell, a buy. Let's see if we can find more conflicting signals over here. Over here, potential one. So even the alpha signal itself is giving us two conflicting ones, right? A strong buy and what's called a weak sell, right? First of all, give us the weak sell, this one, right? Let me see if I can change the color over here. So this has been like labeled. No, this is not changeable right now. So it's basically, right, it's giving us the buy and the sell over here, right? So it's give us a weak sell, then after that a buy, and the LiquidEdge gave us also a buy. Sorry, a sell. So what's happened over here is the first time I'm seeing this condition. So it went up, the market gave us a sell, right? It gave us a sell and then went higher. So basically on market structure and price action, we are making higher highs, right? But overall trend is a downtrend. Everything below 20% correction for me is a bear market. Everything below 20% is a bear market, right? Just keep that in mind when this is coming to downtrends and uptrends. That being said, let's check it out again. So we have over here a potential sell, which is, let's see how much lagged was the sell. So exactly over here, it was pretty lagged sale. So it was pretty conflicting, right? That's why the accuracy of it is not 100%. It is not 100%. So it is when it's coming as one conflicting over here, a potential sell, right? It says, look at this. Is this a potential? It could be. There is not such a market manipulation. I'm not sure of it. Of course, there is market manipulation, but liquidity grab over here, right? Tap in a liquidity grab, then market corrected. So the indicator was telling us potential sell, and the market makers or others, they wanted to push, grab all this liquidity and liquidate all those shorts which have also anticipating the downtrend, because we are clearly in a downtrend, right? Clearly a downtrend, and trading like to test your patience and nerves. So what to do in such a case scenarios? If giving you a bear over here, you enter with a tight stop loss, right? And majority of people would have suggested the stop loss, right? I can imagine it. They were testing their patience very well. And that's the game of trading. They would have entered over here, right? They would have entered over here, stop loss over here, target to the left side, which is majority of the target where over here they look always, when they're looking at candlestick, they look to the left side, and upstairs, right? They were also imagining liquidity grab from the downsides, because we are clearly in a downtrend, and it would have been 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, right? So they were like something like this exactly, and we can see it exactly. They grabbed the liquidity, okay, and then corrected to the downsides. So traders were saying this, and they have entered over here. The market moved higher, they came down. They, if you are a good trader, you should have over here, somewhere over here, the partial take profit, and if you have the partial take profit, the stop loss to the 0, right? And that's being said, was watching it right now. I'm a hedge position. I don't know exactly what the market trying to do on Bitcoin side in the short term, so I mean still in the hedge position. So a hedge position means I'm long and short at the same time. So yeah, when we see over here clearly, right, the market went down. If you're a good trader, you would have taken partial take profit. If you're a bad trader, you would have stayed in the same trade, and it would have tested your patience forever and came down. You're again in green. You think it's gonna go higher or lower, and if you are leverage, all those funding rates eating you P&L, right? So that's being said, keep that in mind, right? So traders like to put the position stop loss in obvious places, and that's being said. So when is this conflicting right now? What we have learned, that LiquidEdge is leading indicator, right? And you shouldn't ignore the alpha signal, such as in this case, which the alpha signal was leading indicator over here and told us all these moves to the upside, right? And then you need to combine it with other indicators, such as my limit order, right? Okay. Such as my limit order. I don't want to confuse you right now. Next time we will be talking about limit order positionings on the charts. That's being said, when it's coming to the LiquidEdge over here, is this leading alpha signal? Sometimes it's leading. Majority of the time, the LiquidEdge is leading. Combine it with other indicators to figure out the direction of the market. So one key thing over here is kept in mind. Please make sure to do it. Over here, the alpha signal was again more powerful, so the weight of it right now, which we will doing 60% weight on LiquidEdge and 40% on alpha signal, and we will be reducing this weight to 40% to 20%, and 40% fundamentals and other technicals. So we will be overweighting position trading, right? So our strategy will be based on position trading. We want to understand what's happening on the chart. The fundamentals could be great, but on the chart is more important than in fundamental itself. If you are investor, fundamental are more important for you in the long run than the chart itself, right? Because you don't care if you bought it at $1 or $2 if you believe it's gonna go to $50, which is insane, right? But in majority of the time, the great professional traders, which I have talked with, all of them using a combination of technical, fundamental, in different weights, right? For me, 60% is technical, 40% is fundamental, because technical is going to tell me the right position, the right area to enter the trade itself. Other traders use the average true range, the ATR, which is a little bit lagging. The LiquidEdge is more predicting into the future with more accuracy. That being said, I hope everyone have understood what I'm trying to convey, the message over here. If you have any question, please let me know right now in the chat. If not, thank you very much for watching, right? Don't forget the idea framework in the description section. Go get it for free. It's nothing else for you, no email, nothing. Just happy to help you. And if you want to apply those knowledge which I have teach in this video, please join my Telegram and watch the videos I'm posting over here. And most importantly, go to the website and you can apply right now over there. 5 seats only per quarter. Go grab your seats. If those seats are given, then is forever is given. So there will be no any exceptions over here. I share live setups on these videos and break it down with sentiment reads every week. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, the market rewards logic, not confusion, not extra noise. And trade with me simply, and I will see you in the next one. Everyone, don't forget to comment, like, and share it with a friend to benefit also from those videos. Have a great day and have a great trading day. Bye bye everyone. See you next time.